Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here today. I'm Joe Ellison. Now, it is a dangerously hot week, and as these temperatures continue to rise, so does the risk of serious medical issues due to all of this heat. Central EMS in Fayetteville says it's responded to 25 heat-related calls just this month. And medical professionals tell us these temperatures can be life-threatening. 5 News reporter Morgan Wrigley shows us what symptoms to watch out for.
We see heat-related illnesses quite frequently.
Dr. Hugh Jackson, Emergency Department Director for Mercy, says heat illness can sneak up on you.
I think a lot of it has to do with an underappreciation sometimes of just how hot it is.
And getting too hot can have serious consequences.
When we do have these things that we call heat exhaustion or heat cramps or heat stroke, there are actual definitions for those things.
During a heat stroke, your brain swells, your heart rate rapidly increases, and your body begins to turn bright red. Jackson says there are signs to watch for before it gets to that point.
Much more commonly, we'll see heat cramps, heat exhaustion. Oftentimes, heat exhaustion can occur because of sort of salt and water loss during activities.
Symptoms of heat exhaustion include a high body temperature, dizziness, headache, nausea, and vomiting. Emergency responders say when it comes to beating the heat, a little preparation goes a long way.
There's a lot of things that you can do to protect yourself and to prepare.
Becky Stewart, Director of Operations for Pafford Medical Services in Northwest Arkansas, says they're taking the heat seriously.
During this heat index emergency, that all heat-related illnesses will be responded to with lights and siren across the company.
And she says the best thing you can do to protect yourself in the heat is hydrate and plan ahead.
Drink a lot of water before you plan to go out in the heat, while you're in the heat, and afterwards. Think about being in the shade, having a place to go if you get hot.
In Rogers, covering news where you live, Morgan Wrigley, 5 News.
All right, some good advice. Now let's get a check of the forecast with meteorologist Zach Scott. Zach, it looks like it's going to be pretty hot this week.
Yeah, record heat basically is what we're going to be talking about as we go through the week. Every day we're going to either have the chance in Fayetteville or Fort Smith to tie or beat the record, or at the very least be within a degree of tying it. So near record to record highs likely. We've already seen that the last couple of days. That'll continue through Friday, and then we're going to start the cool down process. Another day with excessive heat warnings for everyone. 105 to 110 feels like temperatures northwest Arkansas, 110 to 120 when you factor in that thick, humid air mass plus the heat from this high pressure. Again, it's just sunshine and blue skies. This ridge of high pressure is not letting any storm systems get close to us until it shifts out of here, which will start to happen late week into the weekend. Upper 90s. So we've had some upper 90s mix in the last few days in northwest Arkansas. Should see more upper 90s today. A stray 100-degree reading or two will be possible, but we're not looking for this widespread triple digits we've seen the last few days for northwest Arkansas. We've broken a couple records 2 days in a row. Sunday and Monday for Fayetteville. We'll be close to tying the record today, tying it to Wednesday, and then we should beat the record Thursday and beat the record again on Friday. For the River Valley, we've got highs, widespread triple digits, 100 to 103 degrees. You factor in the mugginess, again, 110 to 120. Fort Smith broke the record back on Sunday, fell a degree shy of the record. It was 106 yesterday. We're going to be near the record today. The record's 103. I've got us at 102. We're going to be near the record for the rest of the work week. Could tie it again on Thursday and could go above it on Friday. Here's a look at the Northwest Arkansas 7-day forecast. There's the relief that you want to see, Joe. It's coming this weekend into early next week, but again, a lot of hot weather to get through.
We're certainly ready for that. Thanks, Zach. Well, in other news, a tip coming in led to Fayetteville police finding a gun on a student. Now, school leaders say they resolved the situation yesterday. There was no active threat to students or staff, and that student was removed from the campus. Now, we're also learning that the student is now facing a charge of possession of a firearm on campus. The superintendent says they take every report seriously and that there's no tolerance for bringing any type of weapon to school. And it is Fair Week for a couple of counties in 5 Country. The Washington County Fair is officially starting today. The festivities will begin with kids from all across Washington County showing off their livestock and other agricultural projects they've been working on. Admission is free for kids 5 years and under, and the cost is $5 cash or $7.50 with a card for those ages 6 and up. The fair will wrap up on Sunday. For a full list of dates and events, just check our website. You can find it at 5newsonline.com. Now, families can also enjoy fair festivities in the River Valley this week. The Sebastian County Fair will open tomorrow, and this week marks 110 years for the event. The activities will include live music and a rodeo. And then Saturday, August 26th, is Senior Day. Tickets are $5 for adults, and tickets for kids ages 5 to 12 are just $2. Everything will kick off tomorrow in Greenwood. Well, thank you for joining us here today. I'm Joe Ellison. Make sure to catch up with us again tomorrow right here for more. Have a great day.